And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show as the Georgia Southern Eagles get one step closer to opening up the season September 4th as they'll be hosting Gardner-Webb. They had their final scrimmage of the preseason this past weekend in an inter-squad scrimmage. We'll hear from Coach Lunsford on that and some other topics as well. As for our area high school football teams, they got the season underway this past weekend. The Bulloch Academy Gators on the bad end of a 34-14 loss to Savannah Country Day on Friday night. But good news for the Statesboro Blue Devils on Saturday night as in the Irk Russell Classic, they were able to knock off their old rivals Wayne County 21-7. The Blue Devils' first ever Irk Russell Classic victory and the first time they've won in Paulson Stadium since the 2005 state championship game. We'll hear from head coach Jeff Kaiser as they get ready for a bye week and some of the players as well and have their thoughts on the game this past weekend against Wayne. As for the Bulloch Academy Gators, they'll be back in action coming up Friday as they have their home opener. Things don't get any easier as they'll take on Calvary Day. Portal also in action coming up this Friday. They're on the road at Montgomery County. And as for the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, their first game of the season was canceled against Screven County. They will be back in action on Friday as they host Brantley County. We also have some softball highlights to bring you, Southeast Bulloch and Pinewood. All that and more coming up on Upon Further Review. McCooks Pharmacy, located on Highway 80 East, is family owned and operated by Lynn and Janie McCook, as well as their son, Josh McCook. Serving the Bulloch County area since 2005, McCooks Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service where the customers come first. Vaccinations are available, including shingles, flu, pneumonia, and Tdap. Drive-through service is available with 2 drive-through windows for your convenience. McCooks Pharmacy offers free local deliveries, and new customers are always welcome. Continuing the tradition of our family caring for your family, McCooks Pharmacy, Highway 80 East. Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles with their final scrimmage of the preseason as they get set for September 4th's season opener at home against Gardner-Webb. We had a chance to talk with head coach Chad Lunsford after the scrimmage about how things have been looking, especially in the quarterback race. Also some news, not so fortunate on the injury front as Todd Bradley Glenn is out for the season with a torn bicep, and J.D. King suffering a little bit of a setback as they get ready for the season. He was on crutches during the scrimmage, but coach feels like he'll be okay and ready to go once the season begins.
We've got some guys doing a really good job out there. Really happy with how Cameron is progressing, really happy with how Sam's progressing. Amari's jumping in there doing some Wildcat stuff for us. So not ready to name a starter publicly or anything like that. Do have a decent idea right now. We'll want to watch this film and still get a good feel for things, but do have a good idea on it, but definitely want to keep that internal right now. Right now, we're still, JT gets reps in there just to keep him sharp. Cameron's jumping in with the ones, Amari's jumping in with the ones. Sam is getting some with the 2s and 3s, and then we're obviously shuffling Cameron and Amari in with the 2s as well. So we're splitting them up best we can and just trying to make sure that they get a good rhythm with each offense and ready to go for it. I do think that our offense lends well to all of their strengths. I do think that, if you feel like one throws the ball better than the other, we definitely have passing game in that we can take advantage of. If you feel like one runs better than the other, you definitely got the quarterback run game. So I really like what we're doing on offense, and I do think that the guys we have here fit what we do. If you do want some roundabout numbers about our team, I mean, when you look at our 3 deep, when you start looking at our 3 deep depth chart on offense, we're about 89% vaccinated. On defense, we're about 77% vaccinated. I believe special teams somewhere around 72%. The entire team 3 deep wise, we're about 82%. So, I think we're trending well. I think we're trending fine, and I think we're doing a great job educating those guys. But until you sit down one-on-one with a guy and try to find out why he did or did not get vaccinated, it's hard to judge somebody because it may be a parent, it may be a religion, it may be something, that you've got to take into effect. You may have somebody that is scared to death, and you got to take your time with them. So if I'm wrong for doing it that way, so be it. I guarantee I can look at myself in the mirror every night and go, I do right by our guys. So last scrimmage, Todd Bradley tore his bicep, so he is not going to be available this year. That is a huge blow for us at the linebacker spot, but more importantly, it's a huge blow for us because what an awesome leader he was on the field for us. Now, I will say this about Todd. Todd's mindset is to be a huge leader for us off the field. And obviously he's dealing with it right now. He's been kind of snake bit with injuries throughout his career, but he is a mentally tough dude. And, I know he's still going to add value to us. I hate it. I love him. I hate it for him because he'd worked so hard to get himself here, but I know he still will have a very, very, very important role with us on our team.
And stay with us. Coming up next, we'll visit with some of our high school coaches as they prepare for their games coming up on Friday. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. Well, the Statesboro High Blue Devils with a bye week this week. Coach Jeff Kaiser excited about the Blue Devils opening up the season with a victory in the Irk Russell Classic. Let's send you out and hear from him and some of the players.
Offensively, I felt like we executed a little better, probably as solid as a game up front as a whole than we've had in a while. Our stats we didn't rack up a lot of stats because we got run heavy. We did execute in the passing game. I thought everybody kept their cool throughout the whole game and just did what we had to do. Defensively, it was like what we thought after the game. We had 22 kids play extremely hard. We made a ton of mistakes, had some missed tackles, but we grade our kids on effort, and we only had 2 snaps where we had people where we didn't think were giving maximum effort. And that was, you got a chance when you do that. And I think our kids realize now that if we shore up the mistakes we make, we got a shot to be a solid defense. But, it doesn't get any easier because next week we see another very, very athletic team in Swainsboro. So a lot of positive energy. And any win is hard to come by. So, we want the kids to not take that for granted and enjoy it. But at the same time, we got to realize that it's a long season. We got 9 to go in the regular season, and so today we'll finish up corrections from the Wayne game, and we got to move forward and get better. And kids came to school today. We had a great day in the weight room. Attitude's good. We are still dealing with some COVID issues, as is everybody. But we got to understand that you get better on the days you don't feel like working. So our kids have got to get their head on right and go out there and get better. August 21st, playing the first game, in my opinion, is too early. I'm of the old school where I think the first game should be played on Labor Day weekend. However, that's not the case. So we've had a good scrimmage against a really good team. We've had a good first game against a really good team. So we'll regroup and we get an opportunity to have an extra 4 days to work on us, how to get better, eliminate mistakes, and defensively we need to work on tackling in space and fitting properly, and offensively we just got to get meaner up front and polish it up on the perimeter. So there's plenty to do to get better.
We did good. I feel like we can do better because we have a good team. We have most of our team coming back, and it feels good because the win. But I feel like we can just do better because we made some mistakes, but it wasn't a lot. We all did a team effort. I got better at my reading, my passing, but I need to get better at reading the field more, stepping up in the pocket, more stop trying to scramble so much. If I need to scramble, I still need to look up the field and stuff like that. I feel more comfortable. Last game, it was a lot better. I felt more confident in myself.
With that game, it was a long game, very tiring. I stayed in pretty much the whole time, and it gets to you. It gets to you. Like, my knees were hurting and everything, and everyone was pretty much burnt out. But with our team, what I feel like differentiates us is the fact that we have a lot of heart. We may mess up in our technique, but we'll continue to pound and pound and pound at the offense, especially defensively. We have a really good motivation, a really good heart. Especially our juniors on our team, they make it their job to motivate the whole defense as a whole. Try to keep our heads up. They always say, "Keep your head up, keep your head up." And really, what we not fail, but we have a little fault at is being in our position, or like making strength calls and stuff like that. And we just have some alignment issues, which will be ironed out pretty soon.
Next up for the Blue Devils, they'll be in action next Friday as they'll host Swainsboro. Stay with us. Southeast Bulloch coming up next. The Southeast Bulloch Coaches Show segment is brought to you in part thanks to Southeast Tire and Service. Southeast Tire and Service has been in business for 13 years, offering extensive vehicle repair and service from bumper to bumper. Come have a cup of coffee with us and let us help you with your car needs. Located at 400 Parker Avenue in Brooklyn. Well, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets had to roll with the punches once again. Their game with Screven County was canceled this past Friday. It will be made up on September 10th. However, this Friday, it's going to be their home opener and season opener as they host Brantley County, a team they beat last year 28-7. We had a chance to talk with head coach Jared Zito and some of his players about the game.
I feel like we're pretty confident. We've been working hard day in, day out at practice, and we just have to wait to see what we do against Brantley. We for sure work together at all times, no matter what it is, so I feel like we're going to come together and win, do anything that's possible. Defense, I've seen them in practice. They all get to the ball, all physical, all ball hawks. Offense, we like to sling it around a little bit. Whenever we run it, and boys in the trenches, they're going to get it done.
Feeling pretty good, pretty confident, and definitely O-line, D-line, pretty confident in our abilities. We're all play pretty hard, fast, physical football. Not being able to play Screven was definitely disappointing, but we'll get to take a shot at them September 10th when we replace our bye week playing them. So we'll be able to take on them. I'm excited to play Brantley County. I wasn't able to play last year, other than the first 3 games because I had a knee surgery last November. I was only able to play Brantley my sophomore year, and I'm excited to go back and give them a shot. But they tend to play a little nasty, but we're gonna do our thing and play with class and play clean and get it done.
They're disappointed, and when you don't have a game, normally like a bye week, the motivation levels usually a little lower. So I think we kind of expected that. We did got some things done that we had to take care of, and of course we're missing some kids here and there. So I always tell our coaches, hey, next man up, it's a great opportunity to build depth. And so you're coaching a kid that, you don't think is going to get to play that much, but in this type of season, you never know who's going to be playing. So take every opportunity we can to coach those guys. And we're excited to get a chance to play at home, home opener, Brantley County. It's we're terminating at RTG night. We're trying to invite as many members or coaches or anybody had to do with the 72 and 73 teams out and try to do a little recognition and honor those people before the game, and hopefully it brings a good crowd and brings a little bit of energy to our team. That Swainsboro scrimmage is probably one of the best things happened to us. Number one, we got good film against an opponent that we could coach ourselves, and we had plenty of opportunity to get coached up. So I feel like we will be. Of course, this will be game 1, first 4 quarters, and so it's not going to be perfect. Hopefully, we'd like to see a lot of improvement, and again, use another non-region game to improve each week. Number one, defensively, we got to find 10. He can't have a big night. If he has a big night, we've got a lot of trouble. So we got to take care of him best we can. And then offensively, we talked about sustaining drives and getting first downs and letting our offense, kind of develop and work throughout the night. And that's one thing that just no matter who we're going to play this week is important for us to kind of get into a sync, into a roll. And that was something we did not do at Swainsboro that I felt like is we really need to do.
And stay with us, Bulloch Academy head coach Steve Pennington, some of his players coming up next.
At Badcock Home Furniture and More, we believe in furnishing those just right moments that fill our lives and our homes. Save on your just right at Badcock's Labor Day sale. Get up to 50% off throughout the store. And a free 60-inch TV or adjustable base with select mattress purchase. Plus, apply, finance, and save in-store and online with no credit refused. So shop what's just right for you at your local Badcock. Badcock Home Furniture and More. Just right.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
Well, the Bulloch Academy Gators unfortunately were not able to win their season opener this time around against Savannah Country Day. They lost on the road 34-14, looking to rebound this week, but things don't get any easier as they actually are taking on Calvary Day. Calvary beat Prince Avenue, who won the state private school last year. Let's hear what Coach and some of the players have to say about the game.
Well, taking it as our first game, I think we really surprised ourselves on how we performed the entire game, and we know that defense was on the field 90% of the time because offense just couldn't really pull it together at some points of the game. And that's what we're focusing on more this week, is figuring out who needs to be where on offense and how we need to settle things out with our offensive scheme. I think defense performed well as a whole. We were pretty solid in that area, and Rodney did great for what he could do. And I think Brendan Perosa and Ben Aaron really showed out as sophomore quarterbacks.
I think offensively we need a lot of work just to be able to work together and make sure the plays are right. But defensively we played pretty well despite the high total for the other team. Just a lot of busted plays and bad reads, but overall I think we did a pretty good job. Well, we obviously know that they're quite good, but they're not in GISA, they're not in our region or anything, so we shouldn't be taking those losses too hard. But we also need to have a positive look at the game, do as best as we can out there. It's going to be real special. It's a lot different playing here. Definitely affect us positively, I think, and be able to play our own music and have our announcers call us out and stuff. It'll be nice.
We had one starter on offense that played Friday night that played last year, and so that's 10 brand new people that's on the field playing on offensive football. And obviously there may have been some jitters there or whatever, but the truth be told is I thought we really did a pretty doggone good job against a defense, very stout, very fast, and very aggressive. They were constantly sending people left and right, which put a lot of undue pressure on us. But so from that, we hope that experience will certainly bode well for us as we get ready to play this week. Another thing is that where we certainly coming out of there where we have to understand that special teams are special, and we have to put a little more emphasis on that, and that starts with us as coaches. And then at the same time, we learn hopefully from the game that when things go awry, every second matters and counts. We had an opportunity in that game to cut it to 21-14 very early in the third quarter, and we ended up not finishing 2 drives that were inside the 10-yard line. So we can't focus on the mistakes, but at the same time, as long as you're in striking distance, there shouldn't be a panic, and that you keep fighting. And I thought really, if one good thing came out of that game was that our defense really rallied around and played super ball there from the third quarter to the middle of the fourth quarter. you're not playing a football team, you're playing a football program. And Coach Stroud and I are good friends. We go way back. He does things the right way. They're very, very detail-oriented. This year compared to last year, he's a lot more diverse in the offensive game plan. It looks like he's opening up a lot more throwing the football, but he still does have a good-sized line and one that features I believe a freshman running back that he claims may be one of the best he's ever seen. So they're still going to run the football. They got power, they got speed, and good people on the outside. Defensively, we're going to be faced with kind of the same front that we did last week. They're not maybe as aggressive on the snap of the ball as Country Day is, but they're very physical, very well coached when it comes to technique. So we got our hands full again, but at the same time, each play is an opportunity to get better, and our players are going to respond to that challenge. Is that we have to manage the game and the clock, and we have to do that offensively. That means staying in bounds. That means not chasing the chains and silly penalties. That means we have to get a cumulative of maybe at least 3 first downs every time we touch the ball. We've got to eat up the clock. Our defense is going to have to respond and make plays, but always, not only that, find some way to create some turnovers. We got to keep the ball out of their hand, limit our mistakes, play great special teams, and fight to the finish and give ourselves a chance.
And that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.